This is a very interesting banner for a Juneteenth celebration. Let's talk about it. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about a very interesting banner that was used to promote a Juneteenth celebration in Greenville, South Carolina. Now, as you saw at the very beginning of this video, the banner featured a white couple. Now, why is that a problem? Well, Juneteenth is about the ending of slavery. I'll talk about what it really was in more detail a little bit later. But ultimately, you're talking about a day that's like Black centered. It's Afrocentric, if you will. So having a white couple on the banner is like, okay, well, what's going on here? What's this? Why did they do that? Now, before we get any further into it, let's go ahead and roll the news clip. They're going to give you a little bit more context, a little bit more information as to what's happening and why the white couple was used to promote this Black-centered day. If you want to see this clip in full without my commentary, link, as always, will be in the description. If you're on IG, visit a link in the bio, go to the corresponding article on the website. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
We're going to keep it in South Carolina for this Verify because we are seeing backlash on social media tonight as marketing material for a Juneteenth celebration in the Carolinas is going viral. So, of course, Juneteenth marked on June 19th, celebrating the emancipation of the westernmost slaves in the United States. It took Union troops until that date in 1865 to finally reach Texas. And
that's a very good way of putting it. I've never heard anybody say that the westernmost slaves were emancipated on that time, but that was a pretty good way of putting it. Like I said, we're going to get into the details of the day and what it means and why it's a thing a little bit later. Let's keep on going here.
And inform folks there enslaved Black people were free by executive decree. Well, this is a picture of a Juneteenth banner in Greenville, South Carolina, circulating online. It is drawing some ire, and it shows, as you can see here, a white couple on this light post banner advertising this upcoming Juneteenth celebration. Many commenters are questioning the reasoning behind the race of the models chosen for this campaign. So, of course, we did want to verify first whether this photo is real. And then we also wanted to see if there is much more context to share with these stories. So the two main questions that we're trying to answer here. As always, for Verify, we want to give our sources up front. So we have Ruben Hayes, the founder and executive director of Juneteenth Greenville. And then we have visual.
Now let's pause for a minute. So they're just showing the evidence about the banner being real, which it is real. And Juneteenth Greenville, they've been doing the Juneteenth celebration for the past, I believe, 2 years. And I think that coincides with when it became a federal holiday. We'll get into all that a little bit later.
Confirmation from downtown Greenville, essentially video of downtown, courtesy of the NBC affiliate there, WYFF. So we did grab some still shots from this downtown footage to look at some of the banners that we see out here recently. And we were able to confirm, yes, this banner is real. News footage from downtown shows this banner with the white models. But we also saw this. We saw other banners, and they had different models of different races. So you can see some examples of other banners and the other models used.
So let's pause for a minute. So there were a total of, I believe, 10 different banners with different people on it. You had whites, Blacks, Asians, Hispanics, and the idea was to get everybody to come to the celebration and to be inclusive.
The lead organizer says that they were trying to portray how everyone is welcomed to join in Juneteenth celebrations and everyone is needed to come together to push any vision forward. That said, organizers are apologizing for the execution of that message.
We understand that it's a very sensitive subject, especially in the African-American community. And we failed at making sure that we completely centered African Americans at the center of our marketing, of all of our marketing.
So yes, once again, this is a real advertisement, a real banner from Greenville, South Carolina for a Juneteenth event. But keep in mind, other banners were included as well. All of them, however, we're hearing are going to be going away. Organizers, after apologizing, say that they plan to change the banners to feature now just the Juneteenth and the Pan-African flags.
So there you have it. That is the reason why the white couple was used on the Juneteenth banner. And they've apologized, and they're going to just take off all the people and just put the flags on it instead. Now, Here is what I think is going on. Here's my take on the whole situation. First of all, I think that they were just trying to get more people to come out. That they're trying to raise the attendance to turn a profit or whatever the case may be. Because in reality, you don't have to be inclusive with a day like this. Okay, it's a Black-centered holiday. You could put Black folks on the banner. It's fine. Just because there are Black folks on the banner does not mean that others are not welcome. You know, I'm from Virginia. I grew up right where the slaves first came. Like they came right there, Jamestown, 1609, 11, whatever they say, right there. When I was a kid, we would go to Jamestown for field trips. Right there, right where it's all going on. Hampton, all of that. Okay, Fort Monroe, I'm right there. So all of this right here is not news to me. I grew up celebrating Juneteenth. I grew up knowing about Kwanzaa. I grew up knowing about Kiswahili, all that kind of stuff, all this Afrocentric. I know all about it. And when you would have an event like AfRam Fest, African American Fest, or Umoja Fest, which is similar to AfRam Fest out there in Virginia, it was known that it was kind of a Black-centered event. But if you wanted to go, if you're white, you're welcome. There was nothing to say that you couldn't go. I mean, some of the events, you kind of understood what kind of crowd it was going to be. So they may be largely Black, largely white. Like the white version of AfRam Fest, we always said it was Harbor Fest. Okay, it happened in the same park, a week apart. Harbor Fest, AfRam Fest, White Festival, Black Festival. But just because you're white doesn't mean you can't go to the Black Festival and vice versa. That's just kind of the way it is. And it should be the same thing with this situation here. But I think they were just trying to get everybody to come out to turn a profit. And to speak more about Juneteenth, if you guys don't know really what that is, if you're still kind of confused, hey, ABO, what's Juneteenth? Let me explain. Now, they said it a little bit, but on June 19th, 1865, Union soldiers came to Galveston, Texas, and informed and enforced the ending of slavery because of the Emancipation Proclamation. Remember, the Emancipation only applied to the quote unquote states in rebellion, meaning the Confederacy. It did not apply to the Union. So Union soldiers went and forcibly freed the slaves in the Confederacy. Galveston, Texas was informed of this almost 2.5 years after the Emancipation was signed into law. Now, this did not end slavery in America, obviously, because you still had slaves that were in the Union. They did not free their last slaves until December of that same year, 1865. And then you had slaves that were in the native federations. I think it might have been the Choctaw. They were the last to free their Black slaves in the next year, 66. So this was not the ending of slavery, but it's symbolic. It started in Galveston and as kind of a celebration that brought people from all over the place to come. And then it spread from Galveston across the country, but it still pretty much remained obscure. The reason why I know about Juneteenth is because that was my dad's birthday, June 19th. Also, my uncle's birthday. Not my dad's brother. He's not a twin, but my dad's uncle. So my great uncle, that was his birthday, Granny's brother, right? So every year for pretty much 30, 35 years of my whole life, I would go to DC with my dad or I'd go by myself, meet my dad up there, my other uncles, family members, friends. We have a little celebration, a block party. It's Father's Day, my dad's birthday, my uncle's birthday. So I grew up celebrating Juneteenth. That's the reason why I know about it. The average normie would have no idea what this holiday is. So to try to make it be inclusive and whatnot reeks of desperation, in my humble opinion. Keep the market in Black. You're going to put the Pan-African flags on it. So how is that any different than having just Black folks on the banner? Just because it's Black folks on the banner and a Pan-African flag does not mean that others are not welcome, okay? When I go to Busch Gardens and they got Oktoberfest, this is a white celebration, a white holiday, but I might be in there. If I drink beer, I'm going to be pouring beer on my head and all that. Celebrating Oktoberfest, celebrating some white heritage type stuff. Same thing, St. Patrick's Day, okay? Why am I going to see Black folks dressed as elves with clovers on their body? Okay, you can have the leprechaun or the white Irish guy with a head full of fire truck red hair. It's totally fine. Just because the thing is centered around one culture does not mean that other cultures are not welcome. Very simple. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? How do you feel about this banner? Was it a big deal? Not a big deal? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys probably know where I stand. The banner wasn't a big deal. I know what it was. It was just them trying to increase the attendance because you have only been doing it for a couple of years, ever since it became a federal holiday. When y'all found out about it, not me. I've been doing it my whole life. But you're trying to get more people to come. You don't want it to be just black. You want to get everybody in Greenville and the surrounding areas. You want to make them feel welcome. I get it. You want to be inclusive. But this ain't really going to help. This was kind of a dumpster fire. Now, y'all got to apologize. Yeah, don't do this. I think it was a mistake in marketing. Just have black folks on it. Make it be what it is. Just be honest in your marketing rather than trying to finagle your way around some stuff to try and get more people to come, because you might end up with fewer people coming now because you can't really market it in the appropriate way. Just stick to your guns and do what makes sense. Like I said, you got some kind of Asian festival, some Lotus Flower Festival or something like that. It's okay to put people from Asia on the banners. Same thing with St. Patrick's Day, Oktoberfest, whatever it is. You can have Europeans, white folks on the banner. If you got a black festival, you got Kwanzaa, if you celebrate that, you got Juneteenth, whatever it is, you can put black folks on the banner. It's okay. It's fine. If you have an African day, a Nigerian day, what they got, a West Indian, Caribbean day, it's okay to put people that are from that culture on it. But again, just because you market your marketing materials feature that culture does not mean that the event is off limits to people of other cultures. They can appreciate your culture and vice versa. That's the way it should be, especially here in the good old US of A. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.